What if I told you there's a question so simple, so easy to understand, that it has confused the greatest minds in history for over 2,000 years, and even today, no one has been able to solve it? This is not a riddle, not a trick question, but a real ancient paradox that still has no final answer. And once you truly understand it, it might completely change the way you see yourself, your identity, and even reality itself. It's known as the Ship of Theseus, a thought experiment that sounds harmless at first, but becomes deeply unsettling the more you think about it. Imagine a wooden ship displayed in a museum, believed to be the exact same ship once sailed by the legendary hero Theseus. Over time, the ship begins to decay. The wood starts rotting, parts weaken, and to preserve it, the caretakers replace one plank, then another, then another. Year after year, piece by piece, the ship is repaired. Slowly, every single original component is removed and replaced with a new one, till eventually, not a single original piece of the ship remains. Now pause for a second and think. Is it still the same ship? At first, your instinct might say yes. After all, it was never destroyed. It was continuously repaired, always existing as one whole object. But then another thought creeps in. If none of the original parts remain, what exactly makes it the same ship? Its identity tied to the material it's made of? Or is it something else entirely? Now here's where things take a disturbing turn. Imagine that, instead of discarding the old wooden planks, someone carefully collects every single original piece as it's replaced. Over time, they gather enough material to reconstruct a second ship. Identical in structure, but made entirely of the original components. Now there are two ships. One is the continuously maintained ship with entirely new parts. The other is the reconstructed ship made of all the original parts. So which one is the real Ship of Theseus? You can't say both because they exist separately. But choosing one over the other creates a contradiction that logic struggles to resolve. And that's why this paradox has survived for centuries, because no matter how you answer it, something doesn't quite add up. Now here's the part that makes this truly terrifying. This paradox isn't really about a ship. It's about you. Right now, you probably feel like a single, continuous person. The same you that existed yesterday, last year, or even as a child. But scientifically, your body is constantly changing. Your skin replaces itself every few weeks. Your blood cells regenerate every few months. Even your bones slowly renew over time. In fact, most of the atoms in your body today were not there several years ago. It's like the ship, you are being replaced piece by piece, moment by moment. So the question becomes unavoidable. Are you still the same person you were in the past? Or have you become someone entirely new? If your physical components are constantly changing, then what exactly is your identity tied to? Maybe it's your memories. It feels more stable, more personal. But even memories are unreliable. They fade, distort, and can even be completely rewritten without you realizing it. Studies have shown that every time you recall a memory, you slightly change it. So over time, even your past becomes something different from what it originally was. So if your body changes and your memories change, what remains constant? What makes you, you? Some philosophers argue that identity is about continuity, the idea that as long as there's an unbroken chain connecting your past self to your present self, you remain the same person. But even this idea begins to break under pressure. Imagine you fall into a deep coma and wake up years later with no memory of your past. Are you still the same person? Legally, maybe yes, but psychologically, emotionally, it feels less certain. Now take it one step further. Imagine a futuristic machine that can scan your entire body down to every atom and create an exact duplicate of you somewhere else. This copy has all your memories, your personality, your habits. It thinks it is you. Meanwhile, your original body is destroyed. Did you survive, or did you die? From an outside perspective, it looks like you continued to exist. But from your own point of view, your consciousness may have ended the moment your original body was destroyed. The copy continues, but is it really, or just a perfect imitation? This is where the paradox becomes deeply unsettling, because it suggests that identity might not be as solid as we believe. It may not be tied to your physical body, since that constantly changes. It may not be tied to your memories, since they can be altered. And it may not even be tied to continuity, because because duplication scenarios completely break that idea. Now think about this carefully. If everything about you can change, then is there ever a real you at all? Or are you just a process? A constantly evolving pattern that never stays the same? If that's true, then the version of you reading this right now is not the same as the version from a few years ago. That person is gone, replaced gradually without you ever noticing. And the future version of you will be someone else again, shaped by experiences you haven't had yet. This idea can feel unsettling, even scary, because we like to believe in a stable identity, a fixed self that remains constant over time. But the Ship of Theseus challenges that belief at its core. It suggests that identity might be an illusion, something we create to make sense of continuous change. And if identity is an illusion, then what does it really mean to exist? Are you a thing or a process? Are you an object? Or a story that's constantly being rewritten? The paradox doesn't give us answers. It only raises deeper questions. Perhaps that's why it has remained unsolved for so long, because it's not just a logical puzzle, it's a philosophical mirror. And here's the most chilling thought of all. If one day every part of you has been replaced, every memory reshaped, every belief changed, will you still be you, or will the original you have quietly disappeared without anyone ever noticing? The Ship of Theseus reminds us that even the simplest questions, like what it means to be the same, can have no clear answer. It shows us that reality is far more complex than it appears, and that our sense of identity might be built on shifting ground. So the next time you look in the mirror, don't just see a face, see a process, story in motion, something that is constantly changing yet somehow feels the same. And ask yourself, if everything about you can change, what is it that truly remains? Or is the idea of a permanent you just another illusion we've learned to believe? That is the ancient paradox that still has no solution, and perhaps no solution will ever exist.